So with me today is my good friend. Well, I know her as Dee-a-nah. If you saw her name on a piece of paper, you'd see it spelled Diana, but it is pronounced Dee-a-nah. Why is that?
It is. I was born in Budapest, and it's pronounced Dee-a-nah instead of Diana. But in America, everyone tends to call me Diana.
Okay, excellent. And the reason why I have Dee-a-nah here with me today is because she's a former client of mine.
I am.
And do you know how many times I've represented you?
I've lost count. Sadly, yeah, I'm prone for it.
I mean, hopefully we don't have any more accidents.
Yes.
And you can go through without any more accidents. But part of the reason why I brought you on is because even though I represented that many times, I think. Well, tell the people, tell them how your cases went.
Okay, so I've lost count how many times you've represented me, right?
Right.
And we got results every single time. She's being nice. When she said we got results, that means we got the policy limit on every single accident you've ever had. Never lost a case.
Never lost. What's that guy from California? Never lost. But that's right. Never lost. And we never even did we litigate one? I think we actually had to litigate one of them.
You did.
Yeah. One of them they actually tried to tell me that they weren't giving me all the money, and then I was like, no, we're gonna get it.
And we Zoomed. We had to do online.
Yeah, that was probably that was recently. Yeah. So that's part of the reason. And another thing is so you are born in Budapest.
Correct.
And your mom is from
Cuba. Yes.
Right. So what language do they speak in Budapest?
Hungarian.
You speak Hungarian?
Yes. I'm fluent in all three. English, Spanish, Hungarian.
And I mean, let's be fair. There's one other language that you speak which is why this is probably the reason why I represented her so many times, right?
Little bit.
So you hear it. Because for some reason, even though she was born in Budapest and her mom's from Cuba, and you were raised at least some parts in South Florida, for some reason you have a Jamaican accent hidden in back there. Why is that?
That's because I grew up around Jamaicans, and my daughter's actually half Jamaican.
Oh, there you go.
Yes. So
shout out to the Jamaicans.
You already know one time. Big ups.
All right. Okay. Okay. So that's great. So so is there anything about the experience, having me represent you, that maybe people who haven't had the opportunity, you want to tell them about me a little bit?
Yes. So as I was driving here, I was thinking about what I would say.
Okay.
And the one thing that was on my mind was hospitality. You always made me feel comfortable, even doing this. You're just a very hospitable person where you're warm and you offer that confidence, I guess, and you're trustworthy. So that means a lot.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I would say that, the only downside is people hate when lawyers talk about themselves. But I'll say this though. Trustworthy is one that I highly value. It is something that I do think a lot of my clients do say about me, because I do keeps it real.
Yes, 1,000%.
I keep it real, and I'm very honest about what the expectations are. And because one of the things that I like to do is I'd rather keep your expectations down here, but keep my the way I feel about the case up here.
Right.
So, even though I'm like, hey, listen, we're going to do the best we can, and we're going to try and get the limits. Meanwhile, I'm talking to just you better give me every single money. You have no idea who you're messing with, right?
Right.
Because
fighting for the money.
it's always better to do it that way. That way, at worst, maybe I get what I had told you before, but at best, I get what you thought.
Surprise.
Yeah, and that's what I like to do.
Yes, and you've done many times for me, so I appreciate you and thank you, and I'm very grateful.
Oh, no, well, thank you. Listen, I'm very grateful, and for the people listening, I decided it would be a good idea, for an attorney who's going to do podcasts and stuff, to have people come in and talk about their experiences with an attorney, because I can tell you, look, in Jamaica, for example. First of all, if they were recently from Jamaica and they come to hire me, know them really suspicious. I'm like, Exactly, you know what I'm talking about. Say a lawyer. How long you a lawyer for? Let me see your license. You know, these kinds of things.
Right.
So it's good to have somebody be able to talk about, no. He represents me not once, not twice, not 3 times. I think it's 4 or 5.
Probably.
It's definitely
more
at
than
least
5.
4.
I think at least 5.
Okay, yeah, it could be. But to have somebody come in and talk about that, so they can have, people can have a real idea of what the experience might be, because people might think it's always going to be behind the desk and it's always this formality. I try not to do it. I mean, I think you'd agree.
Absolutely.
Right.
Like I said, it was very hospitable.
Right. Because I mean, the thing is, like, I have to do the lawyer thing when the courtroom doors open and all this stuff, but I don't have to be that person. And you learn really quickly, like, you don't want to use, like, I'll tell you a short story. Like, once when I was a young lawyer, I was in the courtroom, and most people won't know this, but like, if you win your motion, the judge oftentimes, especially back in the day, they'd give you a blank order form and you'd write up the order. So you'd be like, I won't give you like the actual language, but because I was raised in Jamaica and because I had a formality to this whole court thing, I would write like almost in like old English. So henceforth the ruling done, you know what I mean?
Upon.
Right, exactly. Thereon too, and all of this stuff. And the judge was reading the order and we're like, and she stopped like, Mr. McFarlane, where are you from? I was like, what do you mean? She's like, are you from England? And I was like, we had the same kind of teaching, because we were from the same.
Right.
Y'all know who the colonists are.
Yes.
Colonizers. Anyway, but
history, guys.
Exactly. But yeah, so it's good. It's good. So always treasure where you're from, because I will tell you something. The best lawyer I could ever be was never Johnny Cochran. The best lawyer I could ever be was Greg McFarlane.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely, I agree. And just for the record, none of these accidents were my fault. No. Let's clarify that, because they're like, oh my gosh, this crazy lady. And Florida drivers.
Yeah. Oh, listen, get uninsured motorists.
Yeah. Save his number in like your.
Get uninsured motorists. Yeah, can I tell you how important that is?
Yes.
But let me tell you something. The tragedy of this whole situation is, like, there are times when if I see your number on my phone ringing, I'm like, oh no. You know,
dreading my calls.
I'm like, oh, please no, because I'm like, I can't. Like, I could be doing something, and I'm like, I can't afford to let this go to voicemail. It really could be something. And I don't mean something like, oh, you know what I mean? I'm like, she could really be in trouble for real.
She needs me.
Right, exactly. Like, you know what? Yeah, I guess I do feel a little bit like Superman in that way. Like,
yes, definitely. There
goes the bat signal. It's time. But anyway, thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing this, and I appreciate it. And stay safe, please. Drive safely on the way home.
Yes, watch my back, my front, my sides, everywhere.
And if anything happens, what are you going to do?
Call Greg.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And this podcast is such a great idea. I love this.
You like it?
Yes, absolutely. Because you get the real deal, from your clients, how they truly feel. It's just
I'm going to tell you, the reason why I did this is because of the clients. So when I was doing all my Instagram stuff, what they said to me was, well, we love the content you're giving, but they still want more. And a lot of my clients were like, Greg, that's a piece of who you are, but it's not the whole thing. Like, to really talk to you is where you get, like, that's what you're talking about. Like, you feel this warmth when you talk to me. So I couldn't do it in 1 minute. I couldn't do it in 1 minute. So I needed to be able to do something where I could, like, have this exchange with people, and they could see this difference in, like, how you
operate.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So I think that's better to kind of get to know me a little bit better. And hey, listen, if you choose to hire me as a result, hey, listen, I ain't hating.
Yes. Right. And he's awesome. He truly cares and listens, and that's hard to find.
Oh, thank you so much.
So, thank you.
What more can you say?
Thank you.
No, seriously, what more
Shall
can
I
you
go
say? All right. I think we're going to listen. It doesn't really end with a bang or anything. They're going to edit it. Well, Dave is actually my good friend over there, Brent, who is engineer extraordinaire among all the other talents that he has.
Nice.
I did find
those are the best ones. Concrete roses.
But hey, listen, I took care of you just like a kitten. And look at the lion you've grown into.
Whoa.
Look at that. All right. So that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Always a pleasure doing business with you. Yeah.